Hello, this is Randy, and welcome back to another edition of Brain Break with Randy and Keitho. I'll tell you a little story about when I was younger. My dad took us to Canada the 3 years previous to going to high school. And so we'd come back about a month late generally, but because it was high school, I think Dad brought us back early now this is for me, and because I remember being able to play some football. I didn't like football much because I was fast enough that they had me play against the varsity to see how I would do. And those guys decided to humble the freshmen, and they were very successful. So I ended up switching sports and running cross country. At least I knew that if somebody tripped me, it wasn't on purpose, or they probably weren't going to land on top of me with pads and a helmet. Anyway, I was happy with that decision. I'm glad my friends were successful at football. I thought I would really enjoy football. I'd never really played competitively. They probably had. So anyway, so I get to high school. I'm just totally blown away. This is a big school compared to my junior high. Yeah, I went to Rincon High School in Tucson. It was a great school, great teachers, even better students. We had a designated smoking area where kids could go out and smoke. Smoking, I don't think was legal, but no one stopped them. I guess they figured they were going to smoke, so just let them, keep them in one place. We had a senior patio. Freshmen weren't allowed to walk across it. In fact, really, you shouldn't have done it till you're at least a junior. I don't remember all the rules. It didn't matter much to me, but they kept trying to sell me an elevator pass. Now, I knew that Rincon didn't have any elevators, but a lot of kids didn't. They bought them and then kept asking where the elevator was. Now, I got to tell you, when I was a junior and a senior, I sold elevator passes too. I don't remember what the money went to. I don't think we pocketed it, but maybe we did. We had some wonderful and patient teachers. I had a teacher that I can't believe I didn't get expelled for some of the things I did in her math class. I had been able to secure not only a key to her classroom, but also a key to her closet. I would go in that closet before she got there and lock myself in. And I would mess up my hair and wait, good 15 to 20 minutes. Class was going, then open the door and fall out, say something silly like, boy, the subway was rough today, or I can't believe how messed up that elevator is. And I'd just go sit down. And she put up with me. I'm not sure why. I won't tell you that she didn't send me to the Dean of Men. We didn't have a Dean of Students back then. We had a Dean of Men and a Dean of Women. I would go to the Dean of Men, but see, I jogged with him most every day, so he wasn't going to get too mad at me because I might get him lost or something. So I didn't get in too much trouble. I should have. In all fairness, I should have. I remember we had chemistry. Our chemistry teacher was incredible. Mr. Navarone. I can't remember his name right now. But he used to wear a big white lab coat, and it said CIF on it. And when you ask him what that meant, it meant chemistry is fun. It was fun. He made it fun. I was totally blown away. The things he taught us, they've stuck with me my whole life. I would have paid a lot more attention, sir, if I had have realized that I was going to spend 40 years in the chemical industry. I had no clue. But the fun thing was, even when you made a mistake, he didn't go nuts on you. I remember one of the boys in my class, we had these Bunsen burners. It was burning, and one of the boys had gathered up some sulfur. He'd weighed it out and was going to go and carry it over and do a reaction near the burner, not on the burner, not in the burner, but near the burner. He needed the heat. He stumbled. That sulfur flashed with the burner. Well, we had a terrible stink. They had to evacuate the school, at least that wing of the school. It was terrible. But, the teacher took the heat for it. That student did not get in trouble. He was just asked to be more careful. I admired that. That was the kind of teacher I tried to be when I was a substitute teacher. We had some really incredible teachers. Not everybody liked every teacher. One of my favorite teachers was an English teacher, Mr. Martin. The reason I liked him is he treated us like adults. If you were polite and respectable to him, he would be respectable to you. He taught us an awful lot. I learned an awful lot about writing from him. Unfortunately, I didn't ever learn much more after that. So I'm really good at making things very precise because he would have us write very precisely. But he taught me how to put together term papers, how to research using the index files and all of those good toys that we had back then before we had Google. But he was a good teacher. A lot of students didn't like him. I'm not sure why, because he was a good teacher to me. I had a teacher named Miss Khalil when I was a freshman. She was convinced I was a lot smarter than I thought I was. She kept giving me harder and harder books to read. I really did try to keep up with what she thought was a good schedule. But between running track, throwing newspapers, and reading other things for fun, I could not keep up with the reading schedule she gave me. But I'm grateful that she thought so highly of me. I still remember the books she had me read. Scaramouche, the Three Musketeers. When she would talk to me about these books, she would make them come alive. If I read the book, I didn't need to watch the movie. Just listening to her with my eyes closed or open, I could see what she was talking about. She was a great teacher. Not everybody enjoyed her as much as I did. I didn't realize how important certain things were going to be in my life. Math, I wish I had taken much more seriously. I wish I had taken my science classes more seriously. If I had had a clue that I would spend 40 years teaching people about math and chemistry and biology and physics, I would have paid more attention in high school because that was the level I was teaching people at. It was high school. My science class in college was marine biology, and I got A's in that. We'd study all semester long and go take the final on the beach. The final was correctly identifying 5 sea animals that you found in the tide pools, and then 10 for the second semester. But had a great professor. He ran the research facility they had down there at Rocky Point. So we'd go down there every year, and it was fun. Great opportunity to learn. My high school was fun. We had some great athletes. We weren't, as far as I recall, we weren't state champions ever when I went to school. We loved the guys that were willing to go out and participate. One of my friends was Tom Oakes, and I just remember how fast he was. And then there was, I can't remember, his last name was Hakame. I want to say George. Man, that guy had just the biggest heart. He could run uphill, downhill. He just could run when it came to cross country or long distance and track. We had a really good pole vaulter. His name was Larry Moon. It was incredible. I hope all of you either are going to have a phenomenal high school experience or have already had one. I'm grateful for the teachers I was able to have. There were certain teachers that I really wanted and I never got. Not so bad that it ruined my life, but it was just a little frustrating. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we had a little seminary that we had to walk to across 5th Street. We had a great teacher there, Laurel Stott, my freshman year, and then Lincoln Goodman the last 3 years I went to high school. Both of them were just amazing, excellent teachers. I'm grateful for their sacrifice and willingness to teach us. So anyway, that's my story about some of my high school adventures. We had a great time. I'm grateful that the teachers we had didn't expect too much out of us and still wanted us to have fun. When I went to junior high and high school, we still had shop classes. You could take, I remember taking 2 years of typing because that was going to be so important. I still type faster than any of my coworkers. What's interesting is, in junior high, I was able to take metal shop, wood shop, leatherworking, and all kinds of fun stuff, carpentry. When I was in high school, I wish I'd have taken things like auto mechanics, welding. I didn't. There's only so much time, and you have to make good choices. My granddaughter is in junior high. She didn't like one of her teachers. And the only class she could get into was an art class. She was not very happy about that because she wasn't going to like art. Guess who her favorite teacher is? Her art teacher. And what her favorite subject is? Art. So you just never know. Hang in there. I hope you have a great evening or day whenever you're watching and listening to this. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And if you can, leave us a comment.